Hey everybody, just got done watching 10 hours plus of E3 coverage. Today was Microsoft, Sony, EA, and Ubisoft press conferences. Yesterday, Nintendo did a short little Nintendo Direct event online where they just showed off some aspects of the Wii U. I always take a bunch of notes. I took like 6 pages or notes or so from the convention, basically for my own info and for when I'm working at the game store. I can use it to talk with customers about cool things and blah blah blah. I'm only going to be mentioning stuff that I'm into in this video. Basically, no Call of Duty or Madden or anything. Just horror games, RPGs, first-person sci-fi shooters, stuff like that. So let's get started. Microsoft came right out during their conference and stated that this is all about Xbox 360 this year. There was no mention of the next console or whatever they're working on, just 360. First, I'm just going to go over some of the system-related stuff, and then I'll do games. A lot of talk about the voice recognition of the Kinect and how they want to use that more. To me, it's not personally my thing. Some of the things they were showing it in weren't really games I was even interested in anyway, and it just seems to be they're taking away less actual gameplay and more just doing like simple commands. But some games it is kind of cool because it mixes it in with the gameplay itself. Other ones it just seems like they're trying to replace screen menu options, stuff like that, and to me that's not interesting. They announced Xbox Music, which is a music program they're putting on the 360. Basically over 30 million tracks they want to have on there, doing different playlists and ways to share music with people. They announced the Xbox Smart Glass program, which is connecting all your smart devices, smartphones and tablets and iPads and many different brands to the Androids and Apple. And the way they're just trying to do every possible way that you can make use of a 360 and have your handheld device on and connected while you're playing a game or watching a movie and transferring the movie over and just constantly getting updates and info and basically trying to blow your brain out with as much content as you possibly can get every millisecond. One quick thing, when Matt Stone and Trey Parker came out to talk about the South Park game, they made really funny reference to what Microsoft was talking about earlier in the conference. Like he came out and he was like, "Oh, if you get our product, you can play it on your iPhone and then transfer it to your 360 and then move it to your microwave, and then when you go inside your refrigerator," and just it was fucking hilarious. But I definitely agree with that joke. I mean, just so overdoing it with those aspects, but there are people that will enjoy it, just not me. Some of the games they talked about, Halo 4 started out with a live-action trailer, very cool looking, went into some gameplay footage in a jungle scene, awesome looking new enemies, way more advanced than any of the other ones in the previous games, cool new weapons, and just the story little snippets they showed were sort of pushing towards that Cortana is like towards the end of her lifespan, and she's going a little bit crazy, so that should make some cool story elements there. Gears of War Judgment, it's a prequel, takes place 10 years plus from the first game, and will be coming out in 2013 at some time. Splinter Cell Blacklist has some like bullet time slowdown elements to it. At least he was able to pick off 3 or 4 guys really quickly. Less sneaking, it seems, more of just kind of getting through those areas stealthily, but not so much sitting in one spot. There was some voice recognition that they talked about. They showed the guy calling one of the bad guys over, and basically Sam Fisher was hanging on a ledge, and the guy playing said, "Hey, come here." And the guy turned around, looked around, like, "What?" And then walked over, and Sam Fisher grabbed him and pulled him off the edge. So that was kind of cool. The setting took place, at least in the gameplay, like in Afghanistan, Iranian border. A little bit more different style than necessarily in a facility or sneak around air conditioning vents. I'm wondering if how much of the game will take place in an area like that, but we'll just have to wait and see. Fable: The Journey, they didn't show anything new for that. This is the same clip that they showed a little while back. with some gameplay footage and a guy casting magic spells using the Kinect. There was Resident Evil 6 gameplay. Pretty sweet. All I can really say is just how ridiculously over-the-top, action-oriented it was. I'm hoping that they're just not going too over the edge. I mean, they're in the damn trailer. There was just shit blowing up everywhere. An entire city block of cars was blowing up, and they're jumping in helicopters and crashing them, and it's just so much packed into a short little trailer. I'm hoping that they can keep the intensity up, or at least spread it out good enough, because it was ridiculous. Besides that, there was Tomb Raider that they showed some new stuff of. It's funny to see now that Uncharted has been out and been so successful, little bits of the Uncharted elements being sprinkled now into Tomb Raider, and Uncharted sort of came. The styling, a lot of people say the Uncharted was like the male version of Tomb Raider, so it's sort of interesting to see that coming back into the Tomb Raider franchise now. But pretty damn violent, and again, that thing was full of action too. What they showed, she was going down a river, fucking shooting her shotgun on her back while she's sliding down this river, and then lands in a airplane that she falls out of the window of the airplane and then parachutes down, and just super intense. Fucking action all over the place. There was I saw 4 people get stabbed in the throat in 4 different games. A lot of blood, gore, very mature content. It just seems to be the theme of stabbing people in the throat this year. They right at the beginning of Sony's conference, they showed a new game from Quantic Dreams called Beyond Two Souls. The actress Ellen Page is doing the voice work for the main character. Very trippy. Looks like she has some mental powers, and just a really awesome first presentation trailer. They showed some exclusive stuff during the conference for Assassin's Creed 3, how it has connectivity with a new Assassin's Creed game on the Vita, where you play as a female assassin, and it takes place, looks like, in New Orleans. It's called Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation. They also showed some new content of just Assassin's Creed 3 itself, a ship battle, which looked awesome out on the seas, just battling other ships with cannons during a big thunderstorm. That was really, really cool. God of War Ascension was talked about. I think not even during the conference, it was like a scroll at the bottom of the screen, or somebody else was talking about it, that it's going to be up to 8 players, and you can choose your powers in the path you want to go by picking one of 4 gods to go with. I thought that was really awesome, but during the presentation for Sony, they didn't show any of that. They just showed basically a clip of the new game that looked like it could have been a damn clip from any of the God of Wars, so I thought that was sort of odd. Now, as of some other games that were either mentioned during Ubisoft or EA, I'm just going to sort of ramble through a bunch right now and kind of give some little bit of info or dates. Watch Dogs, awesome hyper-realistic graphics on it. I mean, it looks so fucking amazing. It takes place in a little bit in the future, and you have control over all technology. You can hack into people's phones, hack into streetlights, cause car wrecks. A lot more into the story than that. I'm not going to go into that much detail, but check out Watch Dogs. Zombie U on the Wii U, which I mentioned a little bit. The trailer was awesome for that. Rayman Legends also on the Wii U. It uses up, you can play up to 5 people, 1 person using the gamepad, basically controlling totally different aspects of the game than the other people. I think this game really showcased what the Wii U can do and the direction that you can take it with developing games for it. It was almost like a rhythm-based game for the guy playing on the gamepad at one point, and they were more playing the platformer elements. You can use the Wiimote with it, you can use the Pro controllers, just looked really cool. I was a big fan of the recent Rayman game on the 360, PS3, Wii, Vita. Played and beat that, so I'm looking forward to that a bunch. We got Crysis 3, which is slated to come out sometime in February 2013. I liked Crysis 2 a bunch. I wish I would have put Crysis 1 on disc, not just download for consoles, but hey, whatever. Castlevania Lord of Shadows, Mirror of Fate, sorry, big fucking mouthful. on the 3DS, old style platformer, really cool looking graphics for a Castlevania game. I'm definitely stoked that there's new handheld Castlevania games because I basically loved every single one of them. Dead Space 3, it's co-op now, sort of a little bit of a bummer to me. I mean, it seems that to find just a single-player survival horror style game is so fucking hard, but co-op, drop in, drop out, a lot of on-planet elements in this game. Kind of reminded me of like Lost Planet because the planet they were on had a bunch of snow, and the big alien creature they were fighting just sort of had that feel to it. That'll be out in February 2013. I'm still looking forward to it. Me and Katie will play it, and maybe I can get through an entire Dead Space with her instead of just trying to make her play a Dead Space game. Dishonored, I'd heard about a little bit of it a while back and kind of brushed it off. Saw the trailer and fucking fell in love. It's sci-fi steampunk style. You can take control of animals in the game with like mind power, rats and fish and other animals. Has a very Bioshock-like feel, and you can also, like Deus Ex, you can play it at just sneaking through the entire game, not killing anybody. That'll be out October 12th of this year. I am now definitely looking forward to that one a lot. We got Defiance, which is a MMO, third-person shooter, alien invasion aspect, obviously huge battlefields. It's a MMO, a lot of people. And it's going to be on multi-platform, PC, 360, and PS3, but not cross-platform, so you'll just be playing with your people on your system. Not really looking forward to it myself, but Lego Lord of the Rings, just, they keep that damn series going and going and going. So I know a lot of people will be interested in that. And finally, two of my favorites, definitely way more obscure than anything probably I've mentioned so far. First being Code of Princess, which Atlas announced today through their email of their Atlas Faithful program. It's going to be on the 3DS, old style like beat 'em up side view adventure game, RPG character system to the upgrading your characters and leveling them up. If you pre-order it, actually through some retailers, they've already announced that you'll get a sound and art book and a soundtrack. Thought that was pretty cool. Definitely my style of game. Love Atlas. And Orga Rhythm, which wasn't announced now, but I did see some new info on it. Rhythm-based strategy RPG Pikmin-like game. Really unique. There's a couple weird trailers on YouTube of music. More trailer of people dancing and listening to music than actual game footage, but that's going to be on the Vita, and I'm looking forward to anything on the Vita because there's not a whole lot coming out on it that I have like pre-ordered or I'm paying attention to right now. So that's it, guys. Hope you found something informative in this. I know a lot of people that probably are watching this had watched at least some aspects of E3, or you can get all this info obviously on game websites, but it's more of my personal things that I saw today that I was looking forward to and some of my opinions on it. So day 2 is Nintendo, and let's see what happens there. Peace. Talk to you guys later.